Hello YouTube, this is Fuzz Buzz. How to remove a V-Star fuel tank. I'm about to show you guys quickly how to remove this baby right here, the fuel tank, off the V-Star 650. This is Fuzz Buzz. You're about to be buzzed by the fuzz. Now to start with, we need to remove the two seats. There's a bolt at the back here, one bolt at the back here, and it has two Allen key bolts, I think, right here. So once we remove the seats, then we can get to the tank. This is the bolt that we need to remove first, so I'll quickly do that. Off she comes. Just slides off, so off goes the seat. I'll just put it on the floor. Now here, holding the back seat, we've got a bracket. And two Allen key bolts right there that I will remove right now. So, now once the two Allen keys are off, this seat should just come off, just like that. Off she goes. So it's got two bolts that hold the tank into place, one here and one on the other side. This side holds also your choke, so you need to remove them too. Off comes one. Now off comes the other side. I've got the two bolts in my hand. Now as you can tell, this tank is an original V-Star tank, but it's missing the cluster, the speedometer. The guy before me removed it and he's filled it up and moved the speedometer up here. So this one doesn't have a speedometer, but if you've got a speedo here, it's 3 screws that hold it. You lift it off the cluster, and behind it I think it's got 2 or 3 clips with wires hanging off it, and you just undo that, and basically that's how it's done. But this one here doesn't have the speedometer here, so I don't got to play around with it. But if you do have it, it's got 2 screws, 1 screw down the bottom, cluster comes up, you remove the wires, sockets out of it, and basically the wires go through and the cluster comes off. The third most important part is you need to turn this your fuel tank, the tap, to the off position. So it needs to, it's actually on at the moment. On is that facing down, off is facing that way, and reserve is facing up the top. So right now it's in the off position. It's got a little clamp here. You release the clamp a tiny weeny bit. It's already starting to leak a little bit as soon as I release the clamp. And if I just give this a bit of a jiggle, you're going to have some petrol come out of here. So if you want to put a little rag here, I mean, I don't bother, but there might be a little bit of petrol coming out, just like that. Okay, so that's in the off position. You got your clamp off, which is here, as you can see. It's off, and now the tank is ready to come off the bike. So now that everything's off the bike, like there's no screws or anything holding this tank basically right now, the fuel tap is on off, so we won't get any spillage. Only problem is this fuel tank's a little bit full, so it might be a little bit heavy. Try to keep your steering wheel as straight as you can, and you sort of lift it up from the back end here. Your hand gets under there, and it needs to slide back just a tiny weeny little bit. It's got some rubber grommet stomps on it. And off it comes just like that. Here's your petrol tank. It's off. And there you go. Petrol tank off. Petrol tank's there on the floor. Petrol tank's off, and now you can get to all your little bits and pieces if you need to. Do whatever you need to do. So yeah. So how to remove a V-Star fuel tank. Basically that was it. And to put it back on, you just go in reverse, put the tank, slide the tank over the rubber grommets, bolt them down here, and then put your seats on. Make sure you put your fuel tank, fuel line. Make sure you put your fuel line in. Screw it all down, put your seats on, and enjoy your Sunday, guys. So you've been buzzed by the fuzz. Stay tuned. Adios.